What's up guys, Eric Bray, Focus Fishing Guide Service, Table Rock Fishing Intel. Got another video fishing report for you for Table Rock. It is Monday, June the 14th. Pretty much been on the water every day for the last 7 days. I've been on Table Rock about 5 days, and I think I did two different trout trips. Getting hot, so trout is always a good thing because it's nice and cool down there first thing in the morning. As far as our lake level is concerned, we are at 923.11 today, which puts us a little bit more than 6 feet above normal summer pool. I don't know that the core is going to be able to drop it too fast. Bull shoals 27, 28 feet high. Beavers 7, 8 feet high. They're slowly trying to get this water out of the entire chain of lakes, but there's been a lot of flooding down in Louisiana and points to our south, so they can only release so much at a time until that flooding dissipates. So we're going to have high water for a little while. Water temperature has gone crazy. We are in the 80s everywhere I've been. Anywhere from about 80 to about 84 is the warmest I've seen. Everywhere all over the lake has got a little bit of color to it. I'm down here by the dam today, and this is the clearest water I've seen, but you've probably only got about 6 or 7 foot of visibility. You get up around Kimberling and you've got about 3 foot of visibility. You go up in the rivers and it gets even less than that. One note, when I was up in the White River above the Kings, above Shell Knob last week, there is a lot of floating debris. And since we've not had any significant winds or any current to move it out of the way, it is pretty much all over the place up there. So if you're going up the White River, at least last time I was up there, it was pretty sketchy. You hit quite a few logs and it's a little sketchy up there. But the bites change and everything's changing. The best way to stay on top of that, of course, join Table Rock Fishing Intel. 45 bucks a year, get you daily reports, weekly reports. We did a video request for somebody and his comment was, man, this is worth the 45 bucks just to see exactly how you guys are fishing that surge shad. So surge shad videos up there. If you've got any video requests for stuff like that on Intel, we will certainly try to do our best to shoot a video that helps you to figure out a certain type of bait, gives you a little bit of a leg up. But join Table Rock Fishing Intel and know before you go. But if you're coming down, say you're going to fish the lower end of the lake where I am right now, surprisingly we had a pretty good day, pretty good morning down here. I had, I don't know, 12 to 15 fish, which doesn't sound great, but in 4 hours it's not bad, with 5 or 6 keepers. Pretty much everything we caught them on. We caught them on a Kitech 2.8, on a Jewel 2.0 gem shad, and we caught them on a Pee Wee football jig from Jewel, and we caught them on a Jewel Pro Jewel Pro shaky head with a Senko on it. Senko from Jack and Jaws in a green pumpkin. Everything was on gravel points for the most part, main lake gravel points. I guess we did catch 2 or 3 decent fish off of a secondary, but for the most part, flat gravel points is where we caught them. I say them by the dam because the dam's right behind your back right there, but we actually ran up towards Kimberling and fished more of the old Cow Creek, Rice Camp, that sort of areas where we caught our fish. Did not run down towards Big Cedar because I continue to hear nightmares about fishing down there and how tough it is. So dam's still tough, not as good as the rest of the lake, but we did catch them pretty good going towards the mid-lake today. If you're going to the mid-lake, bites much better in the mid-lake. Best bite I got going up there right now is either on a swim bait, the Kitech 2.8 on a Jewel Gem Shad 2.0, or a drag in the bottom with a shaky head, either the Jewel Pro shaky head, Jewel Squirrel head with a bigger bait on it because the water's got some color. I've been using the Jack and Jaws Senko quite a bit. Have been catching them on a Jack and Jaws tube up there as well. I've been catching them on a Pee Wee football jig and been catching them on a Pro Spider jig up there. Basically dragging the bottom anywhere from the bushes on out. There are some fish in the bushes. There are some largemouth in the bushes. This water's not dropping, so the bigger fish are staying in the bushes. Most of the fish I'm catching in the bushes tend to be on steeper banks where I've got a clearing, where it's not just a solid wall of bushes where you go down the bank, you got bush, 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 and then all of a sudden you've got a tree or something there that causes a clearing or a big rock. That's where we've been catching those fish, right up close to the bank first thing in the morning. As the sun comes up, they'll back out and kind of bury into those bushes, but you can catch them flipping bushes in the mid-lake area as well. I don't want to ignore the topwater bite. We caught them really good on Friday on a topwater. I say really good. We had a few bites on topwater on Friday, but it's not our typical topwater bite. We've not been catching fish on a topwater like we should be. Don't know why. Maybe it's the high water, letting the shad get up into the shallows a little bit more, getting into the bushes a little bit more, but we have not been catching the fish on a topwater like we normally do this time of year on Table Rock. Go up in the James, definitely a good flip and bite up the James. That's probably where the best flip and bite is right now, is the James. Again, we're looking at those little bit steeper banks where you don't have 10, 15 feet between the bushes and the bank itself. You want that smaller gap where you can reach the bank, and you want to key on those clearings. The little clearings, whether it's a tree or a rock or whatever, causes a clearing in those bushes. That's where you're going to catch the fish flipping. Been catching them flipping the Jewel Pro Spider Jig. Been catching them flipping the Pro Shaky Head with a Jack and Jaws Senko on it. Been catching them on a rodent, Texas rigged rodent, and been catching them on a beaver as well, Texas rigged beaver up there. A lot of fish coming flipping up there. Topwater bite, again, good, bad, indifferent. It's not great right now, but we did catch a few on a buzzbait last week, so keep that in mind. We were catching them on a buzzbait towards the backs of the creeks, around any wood that we could find, stumps, laydowns, clearings in the flooded bushes, any of that stuff. We were able to catch a few on a buzzbait as well, and that bite seemed to last a little bit longer than the normal topwater bite. It seemed like we could catch them up to about 10 or even 11 o'clock on that, as long as we were keying on those shady areas. So keep that in mind. I was throwing a buzz toad up there, so keep that in mind too. Go up in the White River. Spent a couple of days up the White River last week. White River is great, other than the debris when you get up above the Kings River. If you get above the Kings River, you got to be careful. There's a lot of stuff in the water, but you can catch them on a topwater. We caught them on a spook, on a whopper plopper, caught them on a popper, caught them on even on a surge shad up there around the flooded bushes. That seems to be where we're catching most of our fish on a topwater up there. It's around those flooded bushes. Again, be careful though, be careful. Did throw a buzzbait a little bit up there. It did all right, didn't exactly light the world on fire, but did catch a few on a buzzbait up there. Best bite up there though, by far, for numbers, is gonna be fish and gravel points, anywhere from the bushes out to about 15 foot deep, with either a Kitech 2.8 on a Gem Shed 2.0 or with a dragon bait, whether it's a Pro Shaky Head, Squirrel Head, Spider Jig, Pee-wee football jig, whatever you like to drag on those gravel points, you can catch fish doing that right now. And there is a flip and bite up there as well. I don't want to ignore that. There is a pretty decent flip and bite up there as well, and it's the same deal. Steeper banks where you can reach the bank pretty easily, and you're going to key on those clearings with the Pro Shaky Head, Pro Spider Jig, or like a rodent or a beaver Texas rig. All those are working, so it's good bites up the White River. The fish are biting right now. It's actually pretty fun right now. The boat traffic's getting more ridiculous, but the fish are definitely biting right now. It's a good time to be on Table Rock. We are halfway through June. Almost, 2 weeks, and we get our second silly holiday of the year, where the lake gets taken over by people who don't know how to drive the new boats they just bought, but it is what it is. But the bite's been good. Been catching fish all over the lake, so keep that in mind. Best way to stay on top of the bite course, join Table Rock Fishing Intel, become a pro member, get those daily, weekly reports, get those feature videos, get the maps, get all that information you need to find and catch fish on Table Rock. And again, like I always say, know before you go. It gives you a definite head start where you can find fish, how you can catch fish once you get to the lake without having to waste a lot of time. But if you're coming down and want to hire a guide, give me a call. It's Focus Fishing Guide Service. You can reach me at 417-860-4743 or hit my website, focusfishing.com, and either shoot me an email or book online. Either way, I get back to you as soon as I can. Guys, thanks for watching the videos. Again, check out Table Rock Fishing Intel if you have a chance, but thanks for watching. Can't wait to hear from you. We'll see you on the water.